Hi, and welcome to Thrive Thursday. Each Thursday, each Thursday I share a recipe on this YouTube channel that you can make using Thrive Life freeze-dried ingredients. So I always say there's no excuse. If you need to live off your food storage, there's no excuse to live off beans and rice and ramen noodles or any of that food when you can make amazing foods, and a lot of them are very similar to what you normally would eat anyway. So it's all about just learning how to cook with them and having some fun recipes. So today I'm really excited to show you how to make homemade cream cheese using our Thrive Life instant milk. So you can use your powdered milk, instant milk. I personally think instant milk is a little bit better for drinking milk, and it tastes better. Powdered milk's great for cooking if you're putting it in bread or something like that, but that's one difference between instant milk and powdered milk. Powdered milk's for cooking, instant milk's for eating, drinking. So I think this is gonna make a better cream cheese. So we're gonna be using this as well as our Thrive Life butter powder. So here's the cool thing. These Thrive Life freeze-dried foods are perfect for your food storage. They are the best way to go. As a food storage expert myself, I will tell you, any freeze-dried food is gonna be your best bet when you're looking at long-term storage because it has the longest shelf life. Thrive Life tends to have the best quality that I've found in my years and years of trying all different things. They have the best quality, so that's why I became one of their consultants, because I figured if I'm gonna build my food storage with the good quality, I may as well get a kickback commission, and it's like an extra discount. So that's personally why I prefer Thrive and use their products. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you. I use cream cheese a lot. My family, we're big cheese eaters. We love just cheese in general. But cream cheese, we put it in a lot of our recipes. And a lot of times when I make the Thrive Thursday recipes, it's just more convenient to use a bar of cream cheese. But I thought, well, this would be a good way if you didn't have power or refrigeration or something like that. In a pinch, you could make your own cream cheese and use that cream cheese in recipes. So when I tell people to start with their food storage, I always say, start with the things that you would miss the most if you weren't able to get. And usually those are more your perishable things like meats, dairy, okay, that kind of stuff. So cheese, milk, butter, meats, all that fun stuff. Start with that in your food storage because chances are you can get canned fruits and vegetables. Those are pretty easy to come by. And if worse comes to worse, you can grow your own or pick your own. People can't always get their own meat or their own dairy products or have the knowledge how to make their own cheese and things like that. So, all right, I'm gonna tilt the camera down. I'm gonna show you how to make this cream cheese. It's actually really easy, really easy. So don't be afraid. I was kind of intimidated with some of these basics. Homemade yogurt that we did last week. And you can check out that video. That was a lot of fun, so easy and so delicious. So yeah, let's tilt this down. Oh, and as always, you can find links to my Thrive website in the description of this video, as well as another product I'm going to be using, which I'm purposely using this one today so everything is shelf stable. For this cream cheese, this is literally every ingredient to make this is shelf stable. I'm using these TruLemon Packets, totally shelf stable. I love these. I love them. They are the best addition to your food storage because there's literally the ingredients, crystallized lemon. That is it. For my, I'm kind of picky when it comes to ingredients. I don't do a lot of processed stuff, MSG, things like that. So I always look at the ingredients, and if it has things you can't pronounce, it's probably not good for you. And the fewer the ingredients, generally the healthier it is. So that's all that's in these, crystallized lemon. One packet equals a wedge, one lemon wedge. But these are great. I've used them in my water, just drinking water. I've used them in canning. I've used them in cooking. Today we're gonna use them in making cream cheese. So these are great. And I'll have a link to these. I buy them in bulk and on Amazon. So I'll put that link below here as well, but definitely, and they have lemon, lime, orange, grapefruit. They have a few varieties. Anyhow, they're all amazing. So, okay, without further ado, let's tilt the camera down and you can see how fun and easy this is. All right, so since I'm using this portable burner, which by the way, they are not very good, they're not very efficient, I've got my water getting up to temperature and I'm gonna add the instant milk. So I've got 8 cups of water and I'm going to add to that 1.5 cups of the Thrive Life instant milk. Now, if you happen to be using a different brand of powdered milk or instant milk, that's fine. Just make the equivalent, whatever's on the instructions for the can or box or whatever that you have. Basically, we're just starting with 8 cups of milk. Now, because the Thrive milk is non-fat, we're gonna add a little butter. This will make it richer. This will add some of the fat in there, and it just makes it a richer cream cheese. So we're gonna add 4 big tablespoons of our Thrive Life butter powder. You really don't wanna skip on this. If you don't have the butter powder, you can just add regular butter if you want, just 4 tablespoons for 8 cups. If you're using a different powdered milk that happens to be whole, you could maybe do half the butter amount. So this was the longest part of this whole process, was waiting for the milk to get to a boil. Because I had this little portable burner, they are notoriously horrible for getting up to heat. So, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I eventually just took it after about 30 minutes of waiting. I just took it over to my stove and it was up to boil in like 3 minutes. So that was this burner. I mean, if that's all we had though, we would make do and we'd be a little more patient, but patience isn't my strong suit. So I got a lot of dancing in and talking to the dogs, and I'm not gonna lie, I even went and looked up on Google what the boiling point of milk is for my altitude. It's like 203 degrees, so I did start checking the temperatures as well. So once I had it on my stove and I brought it up to boil, now you're just going to add your lemon. So when I looked up these lemon packets, 8 packets equals 1/4 cup of lemon juice. And so we needed 1/2 cup, so we're doing 16 packets of the TruLemon powder. Don't worry about adding water or anything because you have your milk there. It's got enough liquid, and you can see it starts to curdle. The purpose of the lemon juice is to curdle the milk. And it does exactly that pretty quick. It's perfect, it's easy, and best of all, this TruLemon stuff is shelf stable. I just absolutely love it. So, and you can turn the temperature down on your milk a little bit. I kept mine because I had brought it over from the stove, so this burner wasn't as hot. But just until it curdles, and then you can turn the heat off. So that's really all. The lemon juice is just to get it to curdle, and you want the curds in the way. Isn't it funny? They talk about Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet eating her curds and whey. All right, this is what she was eating. This is curds and whey. Gross. Who wants to eat that? It's just silly. It cracks me up, but it's a nursery rhyme. But yeah, basically curdled milk. And so, yeah, there's the curds in the whey, and they're separated. So, but for cream cheese, we want it to happen, and we're going to make it amazing. So now that it's curdled there, we have our curds, we want to separate them. So just using a colander and some cheesecloth, I'm going to just get my strainer spoon, and we're gonna put these curds into the cheesecloth and just let them strain all the liquid out, because that's what we want for the cream cheese, is these curds. So get every little bit of amazing goodness, because this batch will really only make about 8 ounces of cream cheese. So you really don't want to skimp and miss out on any of that amazing deliciousness. Once you have it in your cheesecloth, go ahead and add your salt. So about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt gives it some good flavoring. Definitely don't want to skip that. And then once you let it strain for a little bit, you can pull the cheesecloth up and then just squeeze some of those juice out by hands. Now careful, it may be hot. I mean, you could let it cool down if you want, but I didn't wait that long because, like I said, patience is not a strong point for me. So it was pretty hot. But yeah, you just want to strain as much of that liquid out of the whey, is what it is essentially. You want to strain as much of that out as you can. And then we're going to put it in our food processor and just blend it up until it's smooth. It's already got the salt. If you wanted to add seasoning to it, you could. If you wanted to flavor your cream cheese, if you wanted to make strawberry cream cheese, you could blend it up with some fresh strawberries at this point. Oh, that would be amazing. A lot of varieties and a lot of different things you could do to it at this point. But basically, you've got, if you wanted a cheese ball, I still would blend it and then form a cheese ball, because blending it in the food processor is just gonna help it be nice and creamy. And that's what we want. It's cream cheese, right? We want it nice and creamy. So just blend it up really good in that food processor so it gets nice and creamy. If you stop and check it and it looks grainy or anything, just blend it a little longer and you're good to go. At this point, scoop it out into your container. You could make a cheese ball into it. Like I said, if you want to season it however you want, you could do that at this point as well. For today's purpose, we're just keeping it plain cream cheese, and so I can put it on some blueberry muffins and see how amazing it's going to pair with that. But look at the consistency of that. It's just perfect room temperature cream cheese. And that's it. So altogether, this took me about 45 minutes, but I'm going to be totally honest, most of that was just waiting for my milk to get up to boil. I got so tired of waiting, I finally went and put it on the stove, and then it was up to boil really quick. So you probably, if you don't have a little travel burner like I was using, you could probably make this, I would say, in like 20-30 minutes, easy. So doesn't make a whole lot, but it's worth it, and it's cream cheese. So look at that, and the consistency right there is perfect, like for a cheese ball, anything like that. So to test it, to sample it, I didn't have any bagels, but you know, bagels and cream cheese, but I did make yesterday my amazing blueberry muffins. So good. The recipe is on my blog. Definitely check it out. We made it as one of our Thrive Thursday recipes a ways back, so you can see how simple these are. Seriously, best blueberry muffins I've ever had. So I was like, ooh, I bet cream cheese would be really good on those. So I'm gonna try it. And this one, I'll get the side with lots of cream cheese. Let's see how it turned out. Okay. Oh, so good. It's like creamy, coats your mouth creamy. That's when you know it's really good. I can definitely taste the lemon. I love it, and it's such a good pair with the blueberry. Oh my goodness, it's really good. But if you didn't want as much lemon, you could probably get away with a little less lemon. It's just once it starts curdling, which mine curdled pretty fast. So you probably could get away with less lemon. You wouldn't have a strong lemon. It's not super strong, but it's a little, you can taste a little bit of the lemon in there. But for this, oh my gosh. Oh, so good. Oh my gosh. Like I said, that lemon with the blueberry pairs so well. It's just this hint of a lemon in the cream cheese. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna struggle to not eat these all day long. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Some other ideas that you can do, you can always flavor your cream cheese. So I was thinking about that as I was doing this, like garlic and herb seasoning, if you put that in, or even some like Parmesan cheese, like the powdered Parmesan cheese and some pizza flavoring. That would probably be a really good, if you were gonna make it like into a cheese ball or a dip, this would be such a good dip. And the pears, oh my gosh, they just, the pairing of flavors would be phenomenal. So cream cheese, oh my gosh. Even if you don't, like if you had to live off your food storage, you could still make cream cheese. This is like genius. Okay. I just want to keep eating this. And seriously, every bite you take, the cream cheese like coats your mouth. It's so creamy, and it just coats your tongue, your cheeks, anywhere that cream cheese touches. It is so good. Try this out. Make sure you have instant milk in your food storage. So many things you can do it. We did yogurt last week, cream cheese this week. I mean, obviously to drink, you can make breads with it. There's just so many things you can do with it. And also butter. You can make your own butter out of milk, but just buy the butter powder. Save yourself some time. It'll be fine. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and check back next week for next week's Thrive Thursday recipes.